So there's an update focused on the attack speed of Marksman, and we will reveal who got benefited by this update. To support my channel, just click the like and subscribe buttons. Let's start right away. Let's begin with the underrated marksmen, and one of them is Moskov. Moskov is consistently proving his worth as a solid pick, standing strong through various metas. His second skill, Spear of Misery, provides a long-duration stun effect, making him a serious threat in solo and team fights. His first skill, Abyss Walker, provides mobility that helps him reposition during fights, escape, ganks, or chase down enemies. What's even more amazing is that it also offers additional attack speed and damage. And lastly, what I really like is Moskov's global ultimate, Spear of Destruction, that can catch enemies by surprise across the map. Moskov is an overall strong marksman, and hopefully we'll see him shine in the current meta. Next up is Hanabi. One thing that players really like about Hanabi is the newly added shield buff, which gives her immunity to control effects whenever she has a shield from any source. This helps Hanabi stay safe from any ganks in her lane and allows her to return to safety with ease. Combining it with her full skill set, she can become unstoppable in the late game, delivering consistent damage through her normal hits and passive, along with the crowd control of her ultimate. Overall, Hanabi is an excellent pick in the gold lane, showcasing the ability to outplay enemies, even in the early game. Speaking of outplays, Leslie is truly one of the marksmen who effortlessly excels in it. Leslie is a deadly sniper, and one of the farthest range heroes among marksmen. She possesses lethal damage from her passive ability, allowing her next basic attack to gain extra range and critical chance, and deals a high amount of true damage that can also counters even tanky opponents. With the help of her second skill, Tactical Grenade, to knock back enemies approaching her. Certainly, Leslie can deal an insane amount of damage when positioned correctly. Just utilize your first skill, Master of Camouflage, and when the enemy is running away, use your ultimate Snipe. Next up is Melissa. She is one of the marksmen who can dominate the early stage of the game, even without the help of her support. That is because of her interesting set of skills. She has an ultimate for protection, mobility through her dash skill with attack speed buff similar to Moskov, and a tricky second skill that allows you to hit all targets while targeting the doll. Look at how she manages to survive in a 3 versus 1 situation. She can also be a threat in the late game, as she can hit multiple targets at once with the help of her 3 powerful dolls. One quick trivia: did you know that Melissa's 3 dolls are named Muddles, Giggles, and Cuddles? Muddles is the doll that Melissa throws in her second skill, in charge of linking the enemy. When Melissa is attacking, Giggles also hits Muddles, and the attack flows to the linked opponents through Muddles. And Cuddles is the doll that transforms into a chronosphere when Melissa uses her ultimate. Let's move on to Irithel. She is a marksman hero known for her remarkable capability to attack while moving due to her passive Jungle Heart, which also enables her to fire an extra crossbow bolt after moving a certain amount of distance. You can take advantage of her unique ability and kite enemies in a 1 versus 1 situation. Just make sure to keep moving to trigger the passive and fire an extra crossbow bolt. She has a pretty good late game scaling and can deal a lot of damage. Just make sure to control Leo precisely and avoid getting too aggressive or out of position to prevent untimely deaths. Now, let's take a closer look at the high ranks and tournament favorites, starting with Nathan. Nathan, the Spacetime Walker, possesses 2 distinctive qualities that set him apart from other heroes in his class. His basic attacks fly like a boomerang, and his ultimate, which bears a resemblance to Claude's Battle Mirror image skill, enables him to ramp up his damage and move instantly from point A to point B. And his damage is magical, so his boomerang applies a significant burst of damage. Additionally, his second skill, Interference, can be quite annoying, as it has the ability to knock back enemies twice. He is considered a complex hero, so it's advisable to practice first before attempting to use him. Clint, known as the West Justice, is a skilled sheriff in Mobile Legends, and you will be surprised that you can buy him for only 15,000 battle points. He's great at using his 2 powerful guns to quickly take down enemies. His second skill, Trapping Recoil, shoots a trap net in the target direction, slightly jumping back while dealing physical damage to the first enemy hit and immobilizing them. This is a good combination of a stun and dash skill, making it very effective for chasing or escaping. The damage and extra range from his first skill and ultimate, plus the passive, makes him an extremely painful marksman. You just know that you're dead in an instant when you see Clint near you. Next up is Beatrix. She is a one-of-a-kind marksman with her unique set of abilities and playstyle. With her 4 guns, she not only provides 4 different ways to attack with her basic attack, but also offers 4 unique ultimates. Beatrix's combination of versatility, range, burst damage, sustain, AoE capabilities, and wave clear, along with her outplays and survivability, make her a complete package marksman marksmen, a great choice for the gold lane. However, due to her 4 unique skills, each with its own distinct capability, she is one of the most difficult heroes to use in the game. Remember that you can carry only 2 guns at the same time, but you can only use one. However, you can swap them immediately. Another quick trivia. Did you know that Beatrix's 4 gun names are Renner, Bennett, Wesker, and Nibiru? Renner is the sniper rifle with slow attack speed but exceptional range and damage. Bennett is the grenade launcher capable of firing projectiles that deal area of effect damage, ideal for clearing waves. Wesker is the shotgun that fires in a fan-shaped area, short range but inflicts deadly AoE damage. And lastly, Nibiru is the submachine gun that fires rapidly, with small damage but significant DPS, making it effective in teamfights. Next up is Brody. He is a combination of damage, mobility, and durability, showcasing maximum potential in damage output with his skill set. His attack speed may be slow, but he is able to move while winding up his basic attacks at the cost of having a longer basic attack animation. Each basic attack deals physical damage, increases movement speed, and inflicts 1 stack of Abyss Mark on the enemy, capped at 4 stacks. Once the enemy has the full stack, this will make your ultimate torn apart memory to deal extra physical damage to them. If the target has an Abyss Mark, all Abyss Marks will be reset, dealing physical damage equal to a base damage plus a percentage of physical attack, and target's lost HP for each stack the target has. And he has a stun and dash skill, similar to Clint, making it easy to outplay enemies with him. One of the heroes that will shine after the update is Bruno. This is because he is not heavily dependent on attack speed and Trinity build. His critical strikes on hit make him a deadly marksman, capable of shutting down opponents in a few hits. Additionally, Bruno gains extra crit chance each time he deals damage with his skills, up to a certain number of stacks, thanks to his passive skill. Although he has higher physical attack, like I said, he gains less extra attack speed from all sources. His bread and butter, the critical strike, is a very unpredictable factor that can be advantageous in a 1v1 situation, surprising enemies with the significant damage he can deliver. Also, he has a dash skill for both evading and chasing enemies. Next up is our impeccable marksman. Her quick dashes with every attack and nimble movements allow her to evade enemy attacks, reposition quickly, and maintain a consistent damage output while staying on the move. This also makes her almost untouchable, especially in the late game. Despite the attack speed nerf for her core item, 1-1 remains one of the best marksmen. This isn't solely due to her attributes and late game scaling, but primarily because of her ultimate ability. This ultimate allows her to fly, become invulnerable, and rapidly attack using her crossbow for a certain duration. Additionally, if 1-1 kills an enemy hero, she'll switch to attacking another target, activating her crossbow for a few extra seconds. The challenging part is that you can only activate your ultimate if you hit the 3 weakness points. Use the first skill to get the weakness on the back. Next up is Claude. Claude is one of the heroes that is very technical in the game. Some may find this hero weak, but he is a very good marksman right now, even after the update. The Art of Thievery is one of his best skills because imagine you can steal attack speed and movement speed from your opponents and it stacks up. Your only problem is to continue getting stacks for you to maximize his capability, because it is frustrating given that it has only 6 seconds to add up stacks and you can't find any hero or creeps to stack on. And his best friend Dexter can be lethal in the late game, as he can also trigger Claude's attack effects and make outplays by swapping positions with Dexter. He is one of the most picked in the pro scene and one of the most powerful marksmen in the late game. Once Claude is fully farmed, he can single-handedly take control of the game. Our second top tier hero is Carrie. Carrie consistently ranks as one of the best marksmen because she is a hero that can deal damage even when she buys tanky items. This is due to her passive skill that applies light wheel mark, dealing true damage, which ignores physical and magic defense. This allows you to shred tanky enemy heroes. Carrie is so versatile that she can adapt to what she builds. Whether building for damage, durability, or a combination, Carrie remains effective. Her adaptability to different situations contributes to her success in the gold lane. Another great aspect of Carrie is her dash with a relatively short cooldown. Her second skill, Phantom Step, not only grants her mobility for better positioning in teamfights or escaping sticky situations, but also serves as a finisher, as he can throw a light well after he dashes. Carrie is not that difficult to use, so you can master her after several matches. However, be careful with your positioning. Now, for the top spot on our list, here is Ixia. Some initially thought that Ixia wasn't that good and overlooked her upon introduction. However, after a week, she has become a top-tier hero as players realized her capabilities. She possesses a strong amount of lifesteal, complemented by quantum charge, crowd control, movement speed buff, and AoE skills with an exceptional amount of damage. Ixia is also very easy to use. Just make sure to position your full barrage accurately, and you can follow it up with Flicker when the enemy is running away. And this list wouldn't be complete without Layla. She's the first hero we use in ML, and despite being free, she proves herself as a one-of-a-kind marksman. Layla is the one who gets very benefited from the attack and move update in the recent patch, as she can simply kite opponents while hitting. I expect to see more Layla today, and I think they will nerf her. Imagine Layla chasing you while she's moving. And of course, we can't forget about our cover girl Mia. This update makes him even more powerful and better. You just need to know where to fight and how to position yourself in the most crucial battles. Just make sure to maximize your passive stacks in battle, and you can use your ultimate to gain maximum charge before entering the fight. She excels in 1v1 scenarios. Utilize emblems and items that can enhance her damage potential to dominate in such situations. Since the update focuses on optimizing the growth of attack speed, they removed the attack threshold limitation. Now, for every 1% of attack speed, there will be an actual attack speed gain. In simple terms, they just rescaled the attack speed growth to make it more balanced. They implemented this change to introduce the attack and move feature that will make our gameplay smoother. In order to maintain balance, they nerfed all the items that provide attack speed, as well as some heroes. But you won't notice this because of the added attack and move feature, so you shouldn't worry about this update if you're a marksman user. Speaking of attack and move, what comes into my mind is Yi Shunshin, and I believe this update is for him because he needs to attack and move to maximize his passive, which grants him significant damage when he swaps weapons. What are your thoughts on the update? And which hero do you think should be at the top of the list? Feel free to comment down below, and thank you for your support.